big question in terms of our oceans is, are you going to allow the privatisation of these natural resources in the interests of big multinationals and private developers who are literally queuing up to cash in on the natural resources of this country that the people own? It might be worth considering, Taoiseach, that more than 50% of our gas, for example, comes from Corrib, and we can produce about up to 85% of our own electricity here, and yet the prices are going through the roof because we privatise it, because we gave it away to for-profit companies. So there are now developers and multinational companies literally queuing up to grab sites all around. They've identified the sites. Because you didn't protect the marine areas as you should, or only 2% of them when you're supposed to protect 30, they are queuing up to grab our wind and to grab our oceans. And will you acknowledge that when they develop that renewable energy, they will charge market prices for the use of those resources to the people of this country?
Deputy Boyd Barrett talked about the privatisation of our resources. I'm not clear. Are you saying the state should do all the offshore wind itself? Is that what you're basically saying? I don't think the state. I do not think the state has the capacity to do that. I think there's a lot of expertise out there, and I think we have to have. I think we have to have a partnership between state and the private sector. Scots Wind have really moved very quickly in terms of the UK, in terms of the harnessing wind energy off Scotland at 5 gigawatts before 2030. But then we want to become a major exporting nation post 2030 in terms of yeah. I know that, yeah, and that's been worked on, and there's a whole government delivery system being created with Minister Eamon Ryan developing that to make sure that we can deliver. Well, I hope it does yield jobs, and I hope it does yield benefits. The biggest one being to climate. The biggest one being to climate. But I'm not clear what you're proposing as an alternative. I haven't heard it.